Hello everybody, Lucas Haneman here. Welcome to this week's episode of Guitar Tone Tuesday. Now, for those of you who have been following the show for a long time, you know that I love experimenting with strings. Now, today's episode is a little bit different. A couple of years ago, I purchased a multi-pack of 25 sets of strings, or I should say my lovely wife, Megan, purchased me this lovely multi-pack of Martin SP Phosphor Bronze strings because I fell in love with them. These strings right here. Martin SP Phosphor Bronze, 12 to 54, standard acoustic guitar strings, nothing fancy, no coating, no nothing. But somehow these strings managed to outlast all of the other uncoated strings I've tried. Now, today's episode is a retrospective. It's kind of talking to you guys about my experience with those strings after using them on practically all of my acoustic guitars for the past couple of years. I'm about 6 sets off of being done that multi-pack of 25 sets. So I've got to say, I'm very, very, very impressed. I'm very impressed because of the fact that you can get more life out of these strings than the competitors, for me at least. Now, everybody has different body chemistry and all that, but I figured today let's do a little experiment. I've got 3 guitars with 3 different ages of Martin SP Phosphor Bronze. This guitar, this is a Pat Hawley dreadnought guitar with an Engelmann spruce top and East Indian rosewood back and sides. These strings on this guitar are about a month old. And they still have a lot of clarity. If you just hear, like if I use my nails. They sound really perfect in my opinion at this point. A month in, about 4 long gigs in, I want to say 3-hour gigs. A lot of teaching, a good amount of playing this guitar around the house. I play all my guitars a lot. But the overtone content is really nice, and even complex chords are intonating very, very well 1 month in. They still feel great. Now again, this is just me and my hands, but my hands seem to like these strings. 1 month in. Okay. Now I know since it's a string video, you guys want to hear them brand new, and there's nothing wrong with that. I love brand new strings. So I have a set of those as well. I just restrung this guitar last night. This guitar has brand new Martin SP Phosphor Bronze strings in that light gauge. This is a Peggy White Premier, a little bit smaller than that Pat Hawley guitar. It's kind of a mix between like an OM and a Grand Auditorium shape. Adirondack spruce top and East Indian rosewood back and sides. Okay, so of course this is an absolutely beautiful sounding guitar. There's no lying about that. I absolutely love this thing. But man, the new strings sound fantastic, of course, as we would expect. They sound absolutely nice. Here's that fancy E minor chord. Oh, that's me. Okay, they sound really great. Right, even in those more dense kind of chords. Okay, great. Great. Of course, new strings always sound great, but the guitar sounds great too. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, now our third guitar is very different than the other two. Eastman E6 OM. Okay, triple O style guitar. Sitka spruce top, mahogany back and sides, 25-inch scale length, so shorter scale length than the other two guitars. This guitar has 4-month-old SP Phosphor Bronze strings on it. So let's check these ones out. Now, by this point, most uncoated strings would be dead as a doornail. But let's check these ones out. Let me just strum them a bit with my, or pluck them with my fingernails. So they are definitely a little dead sounding for sure. They kind of have that singer-songwriter vibe. But they're not thuddy. You know, some strings just go so gross, and so, I can't stand the thuddy sound. It's so gross. But these ones, they don't. Now, it's about time to change them, right? But they still sound good, you know, for certain applications. You know, the mahogany thing, it kind of has that old school sound. It's cool. Now, let's just hear these with a flat pick as well really quickly. So... And just for the heck of it, let's check out that E minor chord. It's still in tune. Still in tune. Yeah. They hold their tune, that's for sure, even after about 4 months. Now, I'm going to change these out soon, but that's about as far as I can go with this set of strings. But they still sound good, you know? They still sound good. Okay, let's go back now to the 1-month-old strings on that Holly Dreadnought. Then we'll check that out, okay? Same kind of strummy stuff. Here we go. Cool. I love them at about a month old. Honestly, they sound really nice. Okay, and finally the brand new strings on the Peggy White Premier. Here we go. One. course, the brand new strings sound great. I've got to say they stretch in really well. Like, I just put these on last night, stretched them in, and they're staying in tune perfectly. I could take this to a gig. It would be great. Yeah, totally great. So anyways, that's my experience with Martin SP Phosphor Bronze strings. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below, have you tried these strings out? What do you think of them? Again, you know, for me, before the pandemic, I was like a coated string purist, and I loved my coated strings, you know. But it just became too financially difficult to keep my guitars strung up with them, you know. And well, as you can see, I have a number of guitars. I'm very fortunate like that. So, you know, in my case, gigging with a lot of guitars, it just doesn't make sense when I can get almost as much time out of the non-coated strings as the coated strings. Because the thing about coated strings is that the coating can start wearing off, you know, and then you have to change your strings anyways after about 4 months, you know. So that's just my experience. I want you guys to let me know what your experience has been. When I buy these strings in bulk, I'm able to get them for about $4.60, maybe $4.50 per set here in Canada, which is pretty darn good for a set of strings. So it's like a quarter of a price of a set of coated strings. So for me, it's a win-win, and I've just got to say, after 2 years, I'm still equally as impressed with them as I was at the beginning. So check yourself out some Martin SP Phosphor Bronze, and let me know what you think in the comment section down below. That's about it for this week. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We'll see everybody again on the next episode of GTT. Take care.